May I introduce Mr. James Crowder. How can I follow that up?
Good afternoon, everyone. My wife and I would like to thank you for being here today. Firstly, thank you to my wonderful wife, let me call her that. You've made me incredibly happy today. Joe and I would like to thank you all for coming and sharing in our special day. We have guests here as far away as Vienna, Edinburgh, London, Hampshire and Sussex. So we really appreciate the extra effort you've made in coming here today. I've tried to keep this brief, but there's so much I want to say. I have a lot more thank yous to make, but I'd like to share a few things about Joe and me. I can feel her eyes rolling in the back of her head. So Joe and I met online. Online dating was one of those things that people laughed about not so many years ago. But it worked for us and quite a few other people we know. Although I had to go on many bad days before I met Joe. Joe, on the other hand, was fairly new to internet dating when I met her. Me being only her second online date. How lucky is that? It's like winning the lottery after buying only your second ticket. Our first date, not fully knowing what she looked like. After all our conversations with by text and email, I didn't even know what she sounded like. All I knew was that she was from Barnsley. I was half expecting her to greet me with a, "Hey up lad, now then." As I walked through the doors to the pub we'd agreed to meet her, I saw the most beautiful woman I'd ever seen. The slightest left of her was Joe. You'd like to think that online dating would set two people up that are the same. Joe and I are not the same. We can even say it today. In fact, we're so different in so many ways. It's ridiculous. I don't think many people would actually put us together. We have very different tastes in style. She's a cat person, I'm a dog person. Joe spent 4 years at university, then went to law school. And I'm reasonably good at pub quizzes. Joe is restrained with her emotions, and I'm, well, a bit needy. We like different foods, we keep out, order the same meal, and by the time we swapped a load of food from each other's plates, it can look like two totally different dishes. Incidentally, whilst I was writing this, I was reminded of a meal that Joe and I went out for on Valentine's Day last year. We went to a fantastic steakhouse in Leeds called Gaucho. The waiter came over to our table. Instead of taking an order, he made the most comprehensive recommendations I've ever seen. Bringing out raw cuts of meat and explaining how the beasts have been slaughtered, butchered, how they've reacted with various cooking methods. All highly interesting. What she liked the most was surprisingly the cheapest, the rump. I said, that's why you've been going wrong all your life. You can go for the most expensive fancy thing on offer, when what you needed was something a little more rough and ready with a bit more fat. However, we do get one another, and it must be true that opposites attract. I think the fact that today's theme of the wedding, Back to the Future, is obviously we either do get one another, or she lets me get away with murder. Now, Back to the Future is my favourite movie. I never imagined we'd do all of this. From the invitations you all got some months ago, the little bits, most of which fell down. It kind of grew organically. Joe found the cake and asked what I thought of it. I loved it immediately. I'm sure you all do too. The idea of having an Elvis Presley theme sounded daft now. It could have been worse. It could have been sat at the Blue Suede Shoes or Suspicious Minds table. The Back to the Future idea mushroomed. Although I'm still not entirely sure how you wouldn't have a DeLorean as our wedding car. Apparently it was one step too far. But a pink Cadillac wasn't. Having said all of that, I've had many of my ideas vetoed for this wedding. I think Jo started to wonder why she would ever agree to marry me when she found herself having to use the phrase, "James, stop right there, I'm vetoing the use of any live animals whatsoever." As you can guess, the use of a chimpanzee as a ring bearer was straight out of the window. Although, I have got a couple of apes as best men. Also, she wasn't keen on my idea of having, instead of a first dance, perform a first magic show. Imagine Queen, it's a kind of magic, while doves fly out of one arm, flames out of the other. It just appeals to her, let's say, her sense of taste. But regardless of all that and all this stuff, it's superficial really. I'd have married you, Jo, at that Gretna Green midweek special offer in store. £99.99 that we briefly considered. I love you. I want to spend the rest of my life. This party is to celebrate with you lot, our friends, our family. We want to share this day with you, as you all mean so much to us. You see, Jo and I spent many years on our own, living our own single lives, watching friends and family fall in love. Some get married, some have children. I myself have 2 younger siblings that's happened to. Sometimes one thinks it's just never going to happen to me. You see, the thing is, friends and family like you lot, although we were alone, we were never lonely. So my first toast, I'd like to be upstanding and raising glasses to friends. Friends. I haven't spoken to my mother-in-law since I proposed to her. It wasn't that she disapproved, I just don't like to interrupt her. Of course I will. My new parents-in-law are great, Nick and Jackie. Thank you very much for welcoming me into your family. You made me feel very welcome. Also the fact that one of a good drink and a chat about the races we got. Joe's sister and brother-in-law, Caroline and Matt, and there too, Robert and Edward. Thank you very much for also welcoming me to the family. And despite me getting a little nervous when Robert called me Uncle James after the first time I met him, after I'd seen Joe for about 3 weeks, we've made it this far. Well, Mum, you've been my rock. We've been through a lot together, and it's like me being a little wrong at times. At various points in my life, you've always been there. You've bailed me out more times than the government bailed out the bank. Please aren't forever grateful for that. So, Lucy, my sister, for years it was just you, me and Mum. Before she was special. But then there was a new dad, 2 new brothers, your husband, a dog, 2 children, and now I'm just a babysitter. I'm kidding. When I met Jo, one of the first things I thought was, will Lucy and she does. Oh, bro. Go on, say it. The job of being a big brother is to get you into all kinds of mischief, especially once you turn 18. I did briefly, but before I could turn around and say I'll get a couple of chases with those 2, he got married and had a litter of children and girls. And Sam, if I'm able to be half the father you are to your children, I'll be doing a terrible job. Eddie, my baby bro, my superhero brother, he doesn't do anything special. He just goes to watch superhero movies with me, the Joe used to. I like to think I taught you a lot, then you went up to uni, forgot it and did your own thing. And then there's my dad. I've had 2 dads in my life.
I'm going.
Get up, big dog.
Please.
Can somebody?
I've had 2 dads in my life. Fortunately, I never really knew my first dad. My dad ran out of sport. I'd be lying if I didn't say. If I didn't say I think about him from time to time. He gave it.
The engagement ring I gave to Joe. And I like to think he's really right now. But my mum remarried and my new dad adopted him soon me. Dad, the fact that you took on someone else's kids is something I can only comprehend now in adult life. Dad, you and I have been through a lot together, not all of it good, but I will never forget what you've done, how you've raised this family, how happy you've made Mum, and how much you love the brothers you've given them to me. I may not share your genes, but you will always be my dad. An adopted father is the fact that you get all the inheritance.
Sorry. It's a family. Don't worry, I'll raise that. I want 20 minutes of material left.
Lost me there.
Unfortunately, it's not been possible to have everyone we love with us here today, but we know they're here with us in spirit. So with them in mind, will you please join me and take to your feet again? Family and friends. You may have noticed I have 2 best men here today, but believe me, it could quite easily be 6. I had thought at one point of having a competition between my friends to find the best man. A series of tasks. Each winner of the task will be awarded points until an outstanding man is seen to arrive above the rest. Not first time. Crowler's Got Talent was a working title. At that point, even I was starting to worry about my own hubris. Rich, Jamie, Mark and Matt, aka Snef, Diego, Lego Head and Lettuce. You were all very serious in the running for the position, and I consider you all great mates. So the 2 I've got, Chris and Dee. Chris and I have been friends for almost 20 years. We got known for a similar time, although then he was my mate's girlfriend's kid brother. And when we were out on a night out, it was like we were babysitting for him. There may only be 3 years between us, but when you're 19 and you've got a 16-year-old hanging around, you probably idolise him. Pain in the neck. Then about 2001 we started hanging out as mates. Today we see each other every week. Even if only for an hour or so, while we hit each other small black balls. Or squash as some people call it. Fantastic day. My bride looks beautiful, wonderful. Yeah. I could add 1,000 more. But I tell you how much you look at the big woolly jumper and so imagine how great it could be. Do you know what, I would like to thank Mary and Jim for being our hosts today. They own this wonderful venue, and it was sunny, so I'm sure you'll see more of it. I'm sure you agree it's a fantastic venue. We'd also like to thank Damon and the Big D Barbecue guys. I think they've gone now, but wonderful food, exactly what we wanted. A lot of people have said going to how nice the meal was. Very simple. I'd like to apologise to the bar staff in advance of how everyone will behave tonight. Obviously, we'd like to thank the Reverend Maureen Browell for marrying us today. Although when my dad found out it was a female vicar, he didn't wonder if it would be legal. And let's not forget one of the most important people today, our bridesmaid Nicola. You look fantastic. I know how much you mean to Jo, and how happy she was when you said you'd take on your role today. I do think the chief bridesmaid role is one of the hardest. You have to spend all morning looking after Jo, hoping that I'm sober enough at 2 PM to hand her over to me. All the time being the boss of all the flower girls. As for the flower girls, Molly, Grace, Caitlin, Sophia, they're running about in the mud or something. You look like little princesses, mate. Oh, that's great. With a Parker on. Ladies, we have a few things for you too. You? This cowgirls really well? That's alright. So before I pass you on to our best men for their carefully crafted character assassination of me, I'd like you to join me for one last toast, one from me anyway. Please get standing and raise your glasses. The bridesmaid and flower girls.